My name is Ervin Cutright. I am from Arizona. I was born and raised, graduated from Dysart High School. My dad and my mom, Rosie and Almond Cutright, they had 12 kids, and I'm the fifth of the 12. My dad was a farming contractor. They would pick onions, they would pick cotton, they would chop cotton. He was a construction worker also during the time that we were going to school. And we were very a highly religious family. My dad was a minister, and we were always in church on Sunday. We didn't have any choice. We had to go to Sunday school. There was nowhere to go except Peoria. There was nothing going on in El Mirage, a surprise. There was a theater, and I remember there was an A&W root beer place on Grand Avenue. We would have dances at the Women's Club in Peoria on 83rd Avenue in Grand. That was always fun. I remember those years really, really well. Mostly it was all about sports. We were out there playing football with no pads. You develop camaraderie with your team. Where I had most of my fun is coaching Bob Warner football and AAU track. I had the pleasure of coaching those guys when they were little, including William Babb, and I understand he became the head coach at Peoria, and it was just fun giving back to the kids. Although I was at Dysart, we knew all the coaches. Coach Metakawa at Peoria, we knew those guys. We knew all the athletes. They knew us. When there was something going on in Peoria, we'd go to Peoria and hang out with the Peoria guys, with the Mannings and all those guys. We all was kind of one family. In the summertime, to stay in shape, we would pitch watermelons, and in the heat of the summer, sweating and staying in shape, and that was kind of fun to get ready for the football season. Rabbits would come out to the watermelon field, so whoever could chase the rabbit and catch the rabbit, we considered that was the fastest guy, and that was kind of one of the things that we did back in the day. My dad, although he was not educated, he insisted that we become educated. He also gave opportunity for some of the kids that we went to school with to work after school in the field. We thought that was fun, working after school, chopping cotton. I don't know why I thought that was fun. My worst experiences was in the field when you're out there, it's really hot and you gotta chop and you see this long row, and you can't go home until you get to the end of the row. Not only did we pick cotton, we had church out there in the field too. I mean, some of the ministers would start preaching in the fields as they would pick cotton. They would be singing these songs, and everybody was in the field was African American at that time. And later on, a lot of the Hispanic kids that we went to school with became part of when we were chopping cotton. That was different than the picking of the cotton. The picking of the cotton was usually just African American person. This cotton that I have on display here was a result of a memory, which reminded me that I don't ever want to pick no more cotton anymore. But for the most part, we were all about making an honest living and doing really hard work. We didn't have any black teachers. Everybody was white, or non-black at least. And I didn't know what it felt like to have a black teacher. So we didn't know anything about black culture except what my dad and them shared with us about where they came from. There was prejudice and discrimination in school, but because I didn't realize what it was, we had so much fun doing sports until we forgot about all the other stuff that went on. Matter of fact, I went to school just for sports. I'm not proud of that, but if it wasn't for sports, I wouldn't have got through college. Some of the things that they instilled in us was across the board. It was not whether you was white or black. It was a value system in place that's not always relevant today. I think it was Black History Month. The students brought in Angela Davis to Glendale Community College back in the day, and that was a big deal. I remember the song, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, and all of a sudden all the people around me started thinking of themselves as more of a significant to our society. That's how we started a Black History celebration in Peoria. I was riding down 83rd Avenue, and what was going on, there was a Cinco de Mayo celebration going on. And I'm thinking, if these guys are doing Cinco de Mayo celebration, how come nobody ever did anything about Black history? So I approached our mayor at the time, which was Ken Forgey. I told him I had some desire to do something along those lines. And he said, well, as long as you're doing something for the community, empowering the community, you guys can use this area for free. We had our first Black History celebration at the amphitheater behind the City Hall. That was the first Black History celebration in Arizona. That was 1996. And the good part about it, it was a destination for Black people in the metropolitan Phoenix area. Peoria have changed immensely. I've seen the growth. Used to be a lot of Black person lived in South Phoenix. I've seen them gravitate to the West Valley. I think the fact that there's opportunity to buy homes and to work, and a Black person like anybody else, they just want to work and advance themselves. And Peoria is part of that. Just for the Peoria to hire a Black police chief tells you something, that somebody's trying to get more diversity going on. And lately, my little nephew became one of the deputy city managers for the city of Peoria. Some of the younger guys is coming in and making an impact on the city. That's a great thing. Black history is American history. And when you put all that stuff together, then you realize that there's something that we need to extend to our kids about our culture. So that's why doing history is so important, to keep history alive.